And we are live for the roundup for match week 34 and, of course, guys, the FA Cup semifinals. We are back. Is it week 34 or week 33? I think it's 33, I think it's 33. Am I jumping the gun? Yeah, it's 33. Yeah, I'm going. I'm way ahead, man. Way ahead. 34 is coming up next weekend. We still have some midweek fixtures, some makeup games, and then 34. So, yeah, just jumping the gun a little bit there. Just a little bit. Guys, we got 6 Premier League matches to talk about and 2 FA Cup semifinals as well. I'm your boy Dom, and I do this every single week. So, this ain't nothing new. And tomorrow, we got to do a preview of the midweek fixtures as well, where we do have some massive games coming up in the middle of the week. Well, I mean massive. When you talk massive, you talk Liverpool versus Manchester United. You talk Everton versus Leicester. Chelsea, Arsenal on Wednesday. A big one between Manchester City and Brighton. These are big matches. You see what I'm saying? Burnley, Southampton is a huge game. Newcastle, Crystal Palace, a mid-table clash. These are big games, man. So there's a lot in store. How's everybody in here doing tonight? We looking good. What we got? Big up to the boy Jove O'Hara, who says we've got Super Mike Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Tierney in the back, Gabby in the stand, in the attack. Arsenal on the way to the Conference League. You're funny. Big up to Owain. Big up to everybody watching right now. Guys, without further ado, we're going to get into these Premier League matches, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's not delay this anymore. And let's get to the headline here. Townsend, home double for Burnley, crucial in running. He and Dean Ashton look at fixtures for the Clarets after the draw at West Ham and Everton in the relegation battle. Okay, so guys, big news. Haven't really talked about it too much, but Sean Dyche, manager of 10 years, was actually sacked. And it came as a shock to many because Sean Dyche has done so much for this club, but it seems as if the club doesn't want to go on with Sean Dyche anymore, and they've made their decision. 10 years in charge. Ridiculous when you think about it. Ridiculous. So, without really getting too deep into the Sean Dyche sacking, guys, I think the club has lost a lot of that sentimental value, and it came because of Sean Dyche and his style of play with Burnley. Just a signature style of play, scrappy football and everything. And even though they did pick up a point in their last game, it ain't the same Sean Dyche. It ain't the same Burnley. See what I said? You see? It ain't the same Burnley. And I said Sean Dyche by mistake. It's not the same Burnley at all. And I think if they do go down now, people won't actually care. You see what I'm saying? Owen says, Dom, you sound like you have a few liquor today. No, I was actually taking a nap. I was actually taking a nap, but I got up. You know what I'm saying? I wake up very early to go to work, like, 4:15 a.m. So I was out all day, and I came home, and I took a nap, and, I got up to do this. You know what I'm saying? This is sacrifice right here. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificing sleep and time to talk to you guys about the Prem de la Prem. So, big up to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Burnley gonna survive the drop without Sean Dyche. And we were thinking that, okay, if he is to survive, you know what I mean? Sean Dyche is there. He knows how to scrap it out. He's done it before. But, yeah. Interim manager Mike Jackson got a lot cut out for him, man. It's a lot. It's really a lot. So, see a lot of headlines here. And we're definitely going to get into this game definitely going to get into the games right about now. So let's go. So we click on the results here. And let us first start with, which game should we start with, guys? We got 6 games to talk about. Let's start with the one between Watford and Brentford. So I don't have my book on me right now, but I think I did predict Brentford win. And Brentford went on to win the game late, man. So Christian Norgard in the 15th minute. This goal actually came from a throw-in, man. Big up to Ethan Pinnock with that long throw. And it was flicked on by a Brentford player. And Christian Norgard put it in the back of the net there. Christopher Aya with the assist. Him with the flick on. Watford managed to equalize through Emmanuel Dennis in the 55th minute. Set up by Saar. Good goal. And I think Watford were actually going for the win. They were going for the win. They left themselves way too open. And Christian Eriksen, man, god damn, what a player. What a signing. I think Christian Eriksen might have been the signing of January. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear you tell me about any other names. You see what I mean? Because it is Christian Eriksen. Since his involvement from the start for Brentford, they've been doing so well. I think they've won 4 games out of 5. Did he start against Leicester? Let me just double check and see if he started against Leicester. He actually didn't start against Leicester. I think he started a game against Burnley. Let me double check that. Against Burnley, he started, but the next game against Leicester, he didn't. You see what I'm saying? And the previous match, they did beat Norwich City. He started that game too. You see what I'm saying? I think the game against Norwich was his first start, if I'm not mistaken. So ever since he's been involved from the start, and that's against Norwich, he won the game. The game won. Against Burnley, the game won. They lost to Leicester. And they have won the 3 after that. So that's 5 wins in 5 starts for Christian Eriksen, which is absolutely ridiculous. So influential. Some of these wins, we didn't actually expect them. The win against West Ham and the win against Chelsea, I don't think a lot of people actually predicted them to do that. And I know you guys would say Luis Diaz, he's not the best signing in January. Come on, look at the numbers at Eriksen and look at the effect that he has had on the team. Come on, man. Stop being ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I think Luis Diaz is a great signing, but look, Christian Eriksen has been more effective. Stop lying to yourself. You feel me? Let's keep it real here. So I think Watford, they were actually going for the win, man. Going for the win, they left themselves too open and they got punished. Big 3 points for Brentford, and I think with that 3 points, definitely secure their Premier League status for next season. They're 11th right now in the league with 39 points. This is absolutely massive for Brentford. 11 wins this season, which is very, very impressive, and I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy that they're back in the league next season because they played well enough to be back in the league next season. And you got to give it to the board for sticking with Thomas Frank because all the sackings that happened this season, and Gervais saying rightly sacked if you ask me, he's failing to do what they ask of him, and that's Sean Dyche. Deserves sacking. And I think, wasn't expecting it, but when you really look at the record this season, yeah, probably deserved. Owain is saying Rafa to Burnley. Ooh, I don't think Burnley are going to appoint a Rafa Benitez, though. He's very defensive. I think they would want to switch up their style and, be a bit more progressive, though. So, yeah. So, look, Brentford, huge points. Players are stepping up. the likes of Ivan Toney had chances on the day and wasn't able to really take those chances. But look, Norgard, Pontus Jansson stepped up and got the business done. So we just check the 11s really, really quick. Rico Henry just signed a new deal to 2026. So they're holding down their prolific fullback. I like this midfield of Norgard, Janelt, and Eriksson. Hopefully for Brentford, they hold on to Eriksson for at least another year, but he's probably going to want to move on. Who knows? But I think this is a home for him, and he shouldn't really try to go to the likes of Barcelona. I haven't seen a link to Barcelona or a bigger Premier League club. You know what I mean? A Manchester United. I won't want to see that at all. Really won't want to see that. So I advise him to stay exactly where the hell he is and thrive. So for Watford, man, the struggle continues. They did have a big chance at the end to win the game there. I think Josh King was involved in that. And I remember the other player, Imran Louza, had a great opportunity, man. And they just missed their best opportunities. And look, man, and that's the case, you gotta pay the cost, and that means you miss out on at least a point or all three. So big setback here for Watford, because if they had won this game, they would have gone up to 25 points. That would have been only 3 points behind Everton. You see what I mean? But now they stay 6 points behind the Toffees, 3 points behind Burnley. And they only got 6 games to go. So it ain't looking good for Big Roy and his team. They got City next. And we know what happened when they play against Man City. 6 point against Burnley. Crystal Palace. A big game against Everton as well. And the 2 last games against Leicester and Chelsea. So, look. 22 points. A total of 18 available, which means they got to win every game. Watford have to win every single game to get to 40 points. And I'm not saying 40 points would guarantee you is the amount of points that will get you to safety. It might be 36. I don't think they're getting to 36 points. You know what I'm saying? I don't think out of 18 available, they are winning, let's say, win 4 and draw 2. That ain't happening. Watford are at least guaranteed to lose against Manchester City. And you give them 5 more games, available 15 points up to 37. They might not even get to 30. You see? So I think it's over for Watford. Back down to the Championship. 3 managers appointed this season. Not good enough, man. Unacceptable, if you ask me. As for Brentford, guys, their next game is another London derby. So they have won 3 London derbies in a row and have another one coming up. And then have a meeting at Old Trafford against Manchester United, where there's a propensity for failure when it comes to Manchester United at Old Trafford. So, you got to fancy Brentford to get something out of maybe one of those games. You see Tottenham gone back into their inconsistent self and everything. So possibilities are endless for newly promoted Brentford, who finish off the season against Everton, Southampton, and Leeds. So they will be okay, man. They will be okay. So big up to everybody in the chat right about now. What are you guys saying? Loser, yeah, big gaping, man. Indeed. Palomo, Burnley sacking Dyche guaranteed them 18th place. Yeah, you might be absolutely right about that. I think Dyche was probably one of the only managers that could save him right now. So Gervais saying Dom just finished crying because he won't be able to win any Mickey Mouse's cups this year. Well, tell that to the Liverpool fans, bro. You know what I mean? They're the one who have to deal with you saying it's the Mickey Mouse Cup, you know what I'm saying? Big up to the boy Michael Talks Football. How are you doing, Mike? What are you up to, bro? What are you up to? You're still in America, right? Doing a damn thing over in Colorado. What's the time in Colorado right now? It's a bit earlier, right? That's mountain time. It is mountain time. The boy on mountain time. So what? Let me just see. Mountain time. Let me see something. Time in Colorado. Let me see something. The time in 9:03 p.m. It's 2 hours behind, man. Mike, what are you up to, bro? You chilling? All right. Mike says he's chilling. Mike also says Watford missed a massive chance in this game and their Premier League fate is over. Yep, you're absolutely correcto about that one. And we're going to keep it moving, though. Another game that was finished at the death was Newcastle 2, Leicester City 1. I think from my recollection, I predicted a 1-1 draw, and the game was heading towards a 1-1 draw. That was actually a great prediction, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I did pretty good in terms of predictions this week. You know what I'm saying? I predicted a draw between Southampton and Arsenal. I predicted Brentford to beat Watford. I predicted United to beat Norwich. You know, Southampton didn't lose, right? I didn't predict them to lose. I predicted a draw. I actually thought Tottenham were going to win their game and they lost it. You see what I'm saying? And the West Ham Burnley prediction, spot on, draw. Never thought Newcastle would have gone on to beat Leicester City. And both the semi-final of the FA Cups, guys, I predicted them correctly as well. Yeah, if you're watching, I did predict Liverpool to beat City. A lot of people were probably thinking like, damn, why don't you just predict your team to win, man? Nah, I didn't actually feel like winning and, you know, we didn't. So we're going to get to that. We're going to definitely get to that one. But look, in this game, we had a 19-minute goal by Ademola Lookman. Ayoze Perez with the setup. Very, very good corner routine. And Lookman did the rest. Ball burst through the hands of Martin Dubravka. I've been seeing links of Dean Henderson and I think who are the goalkeeper, not a backup goalkeeper, linked to the Newcastle job. So they may look to actually replace Martin Dubravka. And I think if a team like, let's say Burnley get relegated, man, I think Nick Pope would be a big buy for any team who needs a proper goalkeeper. So Nick Pope to Newcastle, that could be a good signing, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe Dean Henderson, you know what I mean? I think there's another high-profile backup goalkeeper out there that might actually be scooped up as well. So, look, Bruno Guimaraes, 38 minutes, very scrappy goal. VAR had to be involved. The referee had to go look at the screen and everything. But he actually legally got the ball away from Kasper Schmeichel, who's usually very, very good, but not in that instance at all. And the game was pretty scrappy. And in the last play of the game, literally, what an attack by Newcastle down the left. Joe Willock involved. And the ball actually fell nicely to Bruno Guimaraes off the foot of, I think that was Amate, who was booked about 30 seconds into the game. And it was quite unfortunate, and the stars just aligned for Newcastle. And Bruno Guimaraes with the flying header to give Newcastle the win and put them ever so close to 40 points. Newcastle now go up to 37 points in 14th. Absolutely ridiculous. They have won 8 games in 2022, which is ridiculous, man. What a turnaround of their fortunes by Eddie Howe. That's a huge turnaround, man. That's a huge turnaround. You got to give it to Newcastle. And the other thing, too, is, guys, they have so many key players out injured. And they still manage to do it, which means the teams, you know, gelled, they're playing together, and they're getting those results. They never, ever say die attitude there. Got them the results. And also credit to Jason Tyndall and Eddie Howe, man. Let's see how these guys celebrate on the touchline as well. You can see Bruno Guimaraes, his celebration, his, you know, decision to join Newcastle as well. Believing in the project where other big players now could look at that situation and say, hey, man, I think I want to be part of that. I think I want to be part of that, man. Look, a player, I'm just doing a bit of scouting. It just came to me that a player I think that Newcastle could actually bring in, another Brazilian in their midfield, is Lucas Paqueta. You see what I'm saying? I think Paqueta is over there at Lyon, basically just wasting away. You know what I mean? You get Guimaraes and Paqueta, two new Brazilian stars in that midfield, and it might be fireworks for Newcastle next season. You know what I mean? So Mike is saying Leicester won't care. It's now all about the Conference League to secure Europa League football for next season. You're absolutely right. But I think they actually, wanted to at least walk away with a good result, and a draw would have been a good result. You see what I'm saying? They didn't play badly on the day at all. They really didn't. They really didn't, though. So you take a look at the subs here. Madison started off from the bench. Keenan Dewsbury Hall has been big lately, and he started in Madison's position. You could see Harvey Barnes coming on for look, man. The squad has some depth. You see what I'm saying? The squad has some depth. Daka, who I think dealt with a little bit of injury off for Iheanacho. Daka has been very quiet lately. But it's the substitutions of Joe Willock. Joe Willock was a big substitution, man. You know what I mean? Right there, game-changing substitution for the former Arsenal man there. And Newcastle with the big win. I never expected them to really win the game, and they went on to do so. So Eddie Howe, as you see pictured on screen right there, will be a happy man. Bruno Guimaraes, the star of the show. Guys, this man's in the Brazil team. I think he's going to be at the World Cup with Brazil as well, man. And flying header there, scrappy fighting goal early in the match, and really good stuff. Guys, I don't know if you saw it in the build-up for that goal. There was actually a tangle of legs between someone and Nampalys Mendy. That looked really funny, though. That looked really funny. But this Newcastle team, man, Saint-Maximin, you know what I'm saying? Saint-Maximin, Kieran Trippier when he's fit again. I think Matt Targett, pictured right there, has, done a great job. Since he moved over from Aston Villa. I think he should sign permanently with them. Good fullbacks are not easy to find, man. You could see James Justin pictured there recently, back from injury. I think he recently put pen to paper as well to a new contract along with Fofana. So Leicester holding down their prospective stars for the future. So, gotta give it to players like Joel Linton, man, who has been transformed from a striker to a box-to-box midfielder. And look, it's just been, all positivity over at Newcastle, though. So, they went down, they fought back, came from behind, won the game. And look, they will be in the league next season. Only 3 points away from 40. And I think right now they're even safe. You see what I mean? They're pretty much safe. 12 points above Burnley. Burnley in 7 games might not get 12 points. You know what I'm saying? So you could say Newcastle, pretty much survived. They're going to be in the league next season. And look, it's nice that they have done so well in front of their fans as well, guys. A 1-0 win over Wolves, followed up by a 2-1 win over Leicester. You got to go back to their previous home game, a 2-1 win over Brighton. The previous one, a 1-0 over Aston Villa, a 3-1 over Everton. They have done very, very well at home. You got to throw in a 1-1 against Watford as well, and a 1-1 against Manchester United. Look, and you got to go back to a 1-0. They have done so well at home. And you got to go all the way back. You got to go all the way back to a 3-0 loss on October 30th against Chelsea, the last time they lost a home game in the Premier League. This is absolutely ridiculous home form, if you ask me. Well, they did lose to City, actually. Pardon me. They did lose on December 19th to City. But those 2 games were the last 2 home defeats in the league. Apart from those 2 games, pretty much really, really good. Really, really good. As for Leicester, man, look, it hasn't been a good season for them because in the league, very inconsistent, all over the place. But in the Europa League, they didn't do that well. They got knocked out at that and went into the Conference League where they're doing well. So I would like for them to win the Conference League. I'm not going to lie. I would want the English teams to sweep it. Conference League, Europa League in West Ham, and Champions League, Manchester City, of course. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No Liverpool, just Manchester City. So, look, man, good victory for Newcastle. So, look, we're going to keep the ball rolling. We could talk about a lot more, but for them, their next game is against Crystal Palace. Then they do face Norwich, Liverpool, and Man City, so they have a role to play in the title race. Probably will lose both of those games, but let's see. They do play Liverpool at home, so if their great home form continues against Crystal Palace and Liverpool, then, guys, you know what it is. Man City would be loving that. Another home game against Arsenal before they end the season against Burnley. So, look, not a very tough running. A very tough running. The easiest games, probably those games against a relegation threatened Norwich and Burnley. Those might be the most difficult ones. Who knows? So, Newcastle right now, 14th, 37 points, pretty much safe. As for Leicester, they're 9th with 40 points. Yeah, of course, they'll be back in the league next season. But it has not been a successful season for them at all. But they could make the season even better with a Europa Conference League win. But they will have to get past Jose Mourinho and Roma first. So in terms of the league, their next match is on Wednesday against Everton, who are looking to pick up points. And it will be at Goodison Park. So, yeah, it's going to be another tough game. Then they do face a struggling Aston Villa before they play Tottenham. They have Leicester again. Well, they have Everton again, pardon me. Then, yeah, they have quite a lot of games remaining this season, though. 8. So, long season. Still a long season remaining for Leicester when you throw in those 2 Conference League matches as well. So, that's my thoughts. We're going to move on. Big up to everybody in the stream right about now, guys. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. I do appreciate each and every one of y'all in here, man. So, Deepak is saying, Liverpool going to Newcastle very soon. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Mark Crote, Liverpool will win the Champions League. Well, let's see who wins it. Hi, Dominic Rich. Thanks for your show. I always follow you. I'm a Liverpool fan from Minnesota. Big up to you, Mark. Nice of you to stop by. Thank you very much, man. So, let me see. Michael, I think Schick would have been an excellent signing. Excellent, guys. It's Easter. Excellent signing for Newcastle. Patrick Schick. Yeah, when you think about Chris Wood, I think, if they paid the same amount of money, they probably would have been able to get Schick too. So, yeah, pretty much a better Chris Wood. Yeah, man. So, we're going to keep it moving, man. Thanks to everybody. Very lame Pichu. Oh, Newcastle recently made an official bid for Darwin Nunez. That won't be a bad signing at all. That would not be a bad signing if you ask me. That would actually be a very, very good signing, man. Look, I think they're going to spend, but they won't go crazy because there's actually financial restrictions as well. And I think they will spend. They will let go of players. They will sell players, and they will replace them. So it also depends on the sale of some of their players by making, space in the squad and everything. Darwin Nunez, look, I think Lucas Paqueta would make a great signing. So keep an eye on Lucas Paqueta making a move this this summer. I want to do some summer transfer videos as well. I want to start very, very early. Chris Wood is dead wood. Yeah, he has been pretty much a flop so far, but look, he's been involved in all of those victories. So maybe he does help out in a big way, but not on an individual level, if you understand what I'm saying. But part of that, like being a cog in the machine. So King Borix is saying City trophyless this season. Look, man, it's a possibility. It is a possibility that City could go trophyless, but it ain't going to happen. Trust that. It ain't going to happen. So we're going to move on to the third match, and let's talk Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. I think Arsenal were quite unlucky not to get something from this game. They did create a lot of chances, but you got to give it to Fraser Forster for those big saves that he came up with. One that stand out in particular was that save from Bukayo Saka, man. But Saka with his right foot did kick the ball straight to, pretty much in the middle of the goal that gave Fraser Forster enough to, jump across to get that save. You know what I mean? But look, if we check the stats here, guys, you see Arsenal had 6 shots on target, 23 shots total, and couldn't score. You see what I mean? And the torrid run continues. Where Arsenal were in the top 4, they have lost 4 out of their last 5 games. Guys, that's a total of 12 points dropped across the last 5 games. That is absolutely unacceptable. You see what I mean? I saw this little video on Facebook, right? And they say Arsenal, this is definition of Arsenal, and it was a race in the Caribbean, a little relay, and one kid was like way ahead, and when he passed the baton to a kid that didn't understand the relay, the kid ran back the opposite way. So it's like Arsenal made so much ground and then ran back the opposite way to give United and Tottenham time to catch up. So same old Arsenal, yeah, same old Arsenal, man, same old Arsenal. And Forster turned into prime Neuer. Big up to the boy Ivan, LFC, and Val in the house. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate the continued support. But yeah, man, look at that. Arsenal dominated the play. But it was Southampton with a scrappy goal. I think that was from a corner, a recycled corner, a ball that came back in, overhead kick. And Elyounoussi kept it alive, squared it to Jan Bednarek, who scored. Southampton didn't have a lot of chances to score. 9 shots, 3 on target. They didn't have a lot of opportunities. But look, man, scrap it out. They scrap it out. King Borix is saying, can you talk about the incredible team of Liverpool? We'll get to Liverpool, man. Come on, hold your horses, bro. You know what I'm saying? We will get to Liverpool, definitely. Mr. Boss is saying, shout outs to you, Dom. Your YouTube football broadcast is amazing. I'm a regular follower. Thank you very much, man. From Gambia, studying in Budapest, Hungary. Thanks for tuning in. Do appreciate it, man. Look, man. Look, it was not a convincing performance by Southampton, but they still managed to hold on to that lead. They got the goal, and they held on to the lead. That's the most important thing. For Arsenal, they just couldn't get that goal, man. Lacazette missing from the action on the day. He had Eddie Nketiah starting, and that must have been unfamiliar territory for him. But, the team definitely haven't been playing that well lately. Obviously. Nuno Tavares giving a start, alongside Cedric. The team's unbalanced right now, man, Smith Rowe out, you know what I'm saying? I think Gabriel Martinelli had a good chance to score as well. Odegaard had a good chance. They just couldn't score. You got to give the Southampton defense a lot of credit as well, for frustrating the Arsenal team. But still, Arsenal, I think, were a better team on the day, but just didn't have luck going their way as well. Look at their bench, man. A lot of youngsters on their bench. Mikel Arteta only made 2 substitutes. because only two guys could have actually came off the bench and affected the game. That was Nicolas Pepe, who has definitely gone very, very quiet, and Emil Smith-Rowe, his form has dropped off a little bit there as well. Look, nice to see Nathan Redmond back fit again. He's been out for a while. I haven't seen him in a while. Just like the former Southampton man, Ryan Bertrand, who's playing for Leicester these days. I haven't seen these guys in a while, man. So, look, this is a massive win for Southampton. And this is the Premier League, guys. This is the Premier League. And that is why I didn't predict Arsenal. I predicted a draw for this game. But I predicted Southampton after coming off of a drubbing, a 6-0. This is the Premier League, man. The Premier League is so special. It is so weirdly special, man. How could you come off of a 6-0 loss? 6-0 loss. Come up against another top 6 opposition and win a 0-0 against Arsenal. You see that? That is how difficult the Premier League is to predict. That is how hard it is. And then Southampton come up against Burnley next. They might lose that game. You see what I mean? They might lose. That is the Premier League for you. They do have 39 points. Ralph Hasenhuttl and his boys will be back in the league next season to continue working on, this project, because they have been taken over by a Serbian billionaire, and they're looking to be more progressive and hold on to their better players. And, good luck with that. But let's see. Let's see how they look in next season. So, look, we're going to keep it moving. They do have Burnley next, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Liverpool, and then Leicester. So, a nice run-in for the last 6 games of the season. And I'm actually going to ask them, do me a favor, pick up something against Liverpool, man. Pick up something against Liverpool, you know what I mean? Help us out a little bit. Help us out. Help us, man. Help us a little bit. We don't really need the help like that, but any help is actually appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Any help is appreciated, man. But typical Arsenal, they had it going for them. Top 4 was actually looking like a big possibility. I was actually fancying Arsenal over Man United and Tottenham, but now I can't say the same. They're still in the hunt. Ironically, they are still in the hunt. That is how far ahead they were. Arsenal should have been 3rd right now. 3rd. They should have been above Chelsea. They should have been above Chelsea right now. And the thing is about Arsenal, guys, the losses came against teams that they should have beaten. These 3 losses, Brighton, Southampton, and Palace, are teams you gotta beat, because guess what? You're coming up against Chelsea, Man United, West Ham, you have Tottenham. It probably ain't happening in terms of winning. You see what I'm saying? So, on the flip side now, if you had won those 3 games, you could have added 9 more points. You would have been on 63 points. That would have given you some cushion against the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham. It would have given you a 6-point cushion against Tottenham and a 9-point cushion against United. So if Arsenal were to then go and lose 2 of those games out of 4, they would have still been above both those teams. You get it? They could have even afforded to lose 3 games. 3. They could have lost 3 and won 1. And they would have been level with Tottenham. You see what I mean? If Tottenham won 3 in that run, and that's not even guaranteed the way they're playing. You see what I mean? So, Arsenal screwed themselves big time, man. They screwed themselves big time. Big up to the boy Wade Nelson in the house. Big, supporter of the channel for a while. Lego dude in the house. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. You guys are the real deal. Late night settings on Dominic Rich FC. It's 11:27 p.m. And I don't mind doing these late streams because no one else is up. The guys in England aren't up. They're sleeping, you know what I'm saying? not many people are up at this time, so I get the stragglers who are scrolling through YouTube for some action, you know what I mean? Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the video. I will definitely appreciate that, man. So that's another Premier League game down, and we're going to keep it moving. Definitely going to keep it moving. Let us talk about Tottenham 0 and Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Got to give it to Brighton. Got to give it to Graham Potter. He knows how to work some magic, man. You see what I mean? Give it up to Potter, man. Give it up to Leandro Trossard. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Trossard looks like he's bulked up, man. Like he's been in the gym working on his physical strength and everything. And he's not pushed off the ball very easily. He's still got that you know, slickness about him. And he's one of the most, if not the most skillful player on this Brighton team. A player that has that magic in him. You see what I mean? You heard I talk Potter. You heard I talk magic. But when I say Trossard, you know, I'm talking magic as well. And the Belgian man, listen, the man managed to beat both Arsenal and Spurs in back-to-back games. Leandro Trossard. You see what I mean? Scored in both games. And another player, Enoch Mwepu. Oh my God, he was a nuisance for Spurs, man. He was a nuisance. I didn't think he was taken off. Yep, he was taken off at halftime for Welbeck because he was such a nuisance that Potter thought that he was going to get sent off. So he had to take him off at halftime because he did pick up a yellow and probably got away with another one. It was the right move, man. Very proactive stuff by Graham Potter. Look, Spurs weren't good in this game. I think their best chance fell to Son, and that shot was blocked. And there was a few little half chances there by Harry Kane, but Kulusevski did not have a good game, taken out very early. See that? 64th minute. It was not the Tottenham Hotspur that we've seen in the last few games. It wasn't. And the way they conceded that goal was so unfortunate because I know, while watching, the game on TV, you hear the pundits and the commentators are talking about Eric Dyer. Bro, it wasn't Eric Dyer's fault, in my opinion. It was Romero. Romero was a little bit too enthusiastic in that play because at first the ball ricocheted off him, fell down to the Brighton player, and then he won the ball again, and that is the ball that then gifted the ball to Trossard, who then did his thing and scored with the outside of his right foot. But it wasn't really Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer couldn't really do anything in that play. It was actually Romero. It was Romero's fault. So Tottenham, they I don't know, man. It was a very indifferent type of game for them. Look at that. 5 shots at goal, none on target. 5, man. I don't know what it was in terms of the attack on the day, but they just weren't good enough. Brighton dominated Tottenham. More possession, more shots at goal, 5 on target, more touches of the ball and everything. And we know they're capable of doing this. I like to call them the mini Man City, the way they move the ball and the way they pass the ball around, the way they pass it out from the back as well. And this is a massive result. They kept themselves in a game, most importantly. And right at the death, they won it. They won that game. And credit goes to Graham Potter. Credit goes to Brighton and Hove Albion. And they pulled off a feat that is hardly ever done. Whenever Arsenal and Spurs are played one after the other, most likely you never win both games. I think the last team to do so in the build-up, according to the build-up, was Hull City. And this is the first time since 1981 that Brighton are winning a game at Tottenham Hotspur. So you see, sometimes when you factor in history and you try to use history to make predictions, it doesn't always work, man. Because Brighton, this is a good team, and their recruitment is very, very good. You think Trossard, you think guys like Caicedo, you think Jakob Moda, you think guys like Zakiri, Alexis McAllister, Yves Bissouma, Tariq Lamptey, Cucurella. The recruitment is very, very good. Very, very good, man. You know what I mean? Front three, very inexistent on the day. Non-existent. And who else we got in here, man? Big up to everybody watching the stream right now. Trossard might be playing for a top club. While watching Brighton, I've been saying the same thing. Man. But I hope he stays, though. I hope he stays because it will help Brighton in the future. You can't keep weakening these teams like Brighton and Southampton. You know what I'm saying? I think they should try their best to hold on to their better players. But then again, the recruitment is very, very good. Very good. I think, for example, like say a team like Watford go down, a player that they could pick up is a player like Emmanuel Dennis, because the top three, the top players, players up top doesn't really score a lot. Neil Maupay. But I don't actually see them moving on from Maupay. Who knows? Maybe they will, because he definitely not involved a lot lately from the start. So, they need a clinical striker. I think if they get a clinical striker, they finish top 10 every season on the Graham Potter. So, let me see what else we got here. No one talk about West Ham. They're a better team than Man United. Yeah, we've been talking about that all season. You know what I mean? It's right there. It's right there. It's been on display all season. So what else we got here in terms of comments, man? Because we ain't got nothing else to talk about when it comes to Spurs. It was a very Spursy performance. That's what that performance will be described as. Very, very Spursy. You see what I mean? Losing in that manner. But I like what Brighton are doing. They're rotating their squad very, very well. As you could see in this game, Tariq Lamptey came back in. You got the likes of Pascal Gross. You know what I'm saying? And, it's not an easy team to play. Bissouma won't be available in their next match against Manchester City. So that's not a bad thing at all. That is not really a bad thing. Lallana came off the bench, Welbeck and Solly March. So they had their English trio off the bench, and they would look to create some trouble there for Manchester City come on Wednesday. Liverpool will be hoping that Brighton, on very good form, would actually do something against Manchester City, because before that, Brighton were not in very, very good form. And guys, don't forget, Tottenham just beat Brighton 2-0 on March 16th. All right? So when was that? Almost 3 weeks ago? No, that's not 3 weeks ago. That's like a month ago. I'm bugging. That's exactly a month ago they played each other. Tottenham won the game. And then they meet a month later and Tottenham lost. So that's how unpredictable and inconsistent they are. So that's 3 games now that Brighton, have not lost, because before that, Brighton were on a losing streak. Brighton were actually on a 6-game losing streak. So there you go again with the Premier League. A team on 6 games. 6-game losing streak, I'm not saying, I never said they picked up a draw or 2 in there. They lost 6 on the bounce. Came back with a draw against Norwich. And then beat both Arsenal and Tottenham in back-to-back games. You got to love it, man. You got to love the league. Brighton will play against Manchester City next before they play Southampton, Wolves, and Manchester United, finishing off the season against Leeds and West Ham. So, look, right now they're 10th with 40 points. Brighton have survived, and they do have an opportunity to pick up their best points tally ever, where last season they managed to do so with, I think when they got 41 points, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be a 5th season in the league. They got 41 points the last 2 seasons, guys. And the previous one, they barely survived with 36 points, where they didn't finish the season well. And when they got promoted in 17-18, they finished 15th with 40 points. So Brighton are in pole position to actually get their best points tally ever since they got promoted to the league for the first time back in 17-18. So kudos to the great job that previously Chris Hughton did with the team, and it transitioned over to Graham Potter. And let's see if he remain at the club. I think he will. And I think the only place he would go is up. And he's been doing a very, very, very good job there at Brighton and Hove Albion, man. So, look, future looks bright. Future definitely. I don't mean to sound too cliche, but the future looks bright for Brighton once they could hold on to all their better players. So, for Tottenham, look, it's a big setback in terms of gaining an advantage, a bigger advantage against their rivals, Manchester United, and their bitter rivals, Arsenal, but they're still in 4th position. Tottenham, they got 6 games remaining, 57 points, and their next game is a huge test. It comes on Saturday. They do have a rest during the week. It comes on Saturday against Brentford, a team in form right now. Christian Eriksen against his old team. Their run-in is very difficult. For the next 4 games, they got Brentford, Leicester, Liverpool, and Arsenal. They do finish off the season against Burnley and Norwich, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to get results against Burnley and Norwich, because Burnley did beat Tottenham this season already. So it's left to be seen. The race for 4th is heating up, and it's very, very difficult to pick a team right now that's going to get 4th. Tottenham's inconsistent, Arsenal inconsistent, and Man United very inconsistent. I just wish that West Ham had it in them to just creep up from behind and take that 4th spot. But unfortunately, with 5 games remaining and West Ham still in the Europa League, it has definitely affected their form. They only got 2 wins out of their last 5. You see what I mean? But the teams around them, with the exception of Tottenham, has not done that well either. So West Ham, if they do manage to get, I don't think they're going to get, win all their remaining matches, though. They do have Manchester City left to play. They also do have Arsenal to play, you know what I mean? And Brighton, yeah, West Ham's not. And Chelsea, West Ham's not winning all their games. So I think you could count West Ham out of the top 4 race. But it's between Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham. For United, who we're going to talk about next, they have a massive game coming up against Liverpool, where I will be doing a watch-along to that game. I don't do a lot of Premier League watch-alongs because of my time. I'll be at work when these games are going on, or my wife is at work on a Friday. But once we have games on a Tuesday or Monday, I will be able to do a watch-along in the near future. So, yeah, that's something extra for you on the channel. Big up to Chelsea Perspective in the house. Congrats on that win in the FA Cup semi-final. Hard luck on the Champions League. But I did know Real Madrid was gonna win, and I didn't know Chelsea were gonna knock out Crystal Palace though. You guys got it pretty easy there in that draw. Maybe you should have got Liverpool and we should have got Palace. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. That's what the universe give us. The universe maybe have a bigger plan in store for City. So, and you guys know what I'm talking about. So, look, 1-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion. Hard luck to Tottenham, but not a setback for them. But they should be okay, man. They should be okay. They did enough for them to be allowed a little bit of leeway. So, look, the next game that we're going to touch on is Manchester United 3, Norwich 2. Look, I predicted United to win the game, and they almost effed it up. They almost effed it up. If it wasn't for the quality of Cristiano Ronaldo, where I also predicted him to maybe score a hat-trick, they would have lost, or they would have picked up just a point from the game. So, look, 2 quick-fire goals in the first half there, 7th minute by Ronaldo. And that was pretty much a tap-in. And a header in the 32nd minute there. Alex Teller's ball in the box. Elanga with the first assist. And Ronaldo and Man United 2-0 up. But not Burnley, Norwich did create some very good chances. And I think Timo Pukki should have scored early on in this game and didn't. The thing is, Norwich didn't take their opportunities. And when they got back in the game, by scoring in the 45th minute there, Kieran Dowell with a tap-in. I think that was a header set up by Timo Pukki. And Dowell returning the favor for Timo Pukki. Look, they should have managed the game well enough to hold on to the point. It took a free kick from Cristiano Ronaldo to down Norwich on the day. A direct free kick. So it was just the quality of Cristiano Ronaldo that was the separator from Norwich and United on the day. And it's sad. It is very sad. When you look at the 11 that Rangnick put out on the day, it could be like, what are you doing? I think he's still experimenting with the team. But at the same time, he has picked up better results than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of losses. He have not lost a lot of games as Man United boss. A lot of draws in there, but not a lot of losses. So I guess he has stopped the bleeding a bit, but still, they don't look good. You conceding 2 against the bottom team. You barely won against the bottom team. That is no cause for celebration. None. But then again, it's a Premier League where the bottom team is going to give you some problems. I think a player who do not get a lot of credit here in this United team is Victor Lindelof. I think he had a very good game. David De Gea again coming up with some big saves. But look, when you don't know whether you want to play Dalot or Wan-Bissaka have fallen down the pecking order. Then you have Paul Pogba coming in. You know what I'm saying? I think Pogba should just leave this club. Pogba wasted 5 years of his life at Manchester United, pretty much. Lingard with a rare start. You see, he had an opportunity saved as well. So they did create chances. Tim Krul, also big on the day. Maybe criticize that he could have saved some of these goals as well. But when I tell you that United do show up against the small teams, yeah, it's not an understatement at all. Not an understatement. I think Elanga has been the find of the season for United, though. Anthony Elanga. Jadon Sancho got to step his game up. You would think that Elanga, the way he's playing, is worth 100 mil, right? And Sancho is like, just came through the academy. So, waste of money if you ask me. Waste of money. And people may say the same for Jack Grealish too, but, you know, it is what it is, man. These players haven't really stepped up this season. Marcus Rashford, who I think should leave United, try to get an opportunity elsewhere, but he might not, seeing that a new manager is coming in. Matic would definitely leave. I think Mata will leave. This team is going to have an overhaul in the summer. Phil Jones might leave. I think guys like Bailly and Henderson should leave. You know, there's a lot of players might leave this summer, and the Ten Hag project is going to start. And when you say Ten Hag, I have a feeling that maybe Ten Hag might want to bring a few players from Ajax with him. Maybe an Anthony. You see what I'm saying? Maybe like a player like Gravenberch might want to join the project. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do, man? Maybe a Mazrui. Who knows, man? I don't know. I'm just putting names out there. I'm just putting some Ajax names out there. Donny van de Beek, for sure, I know, will have more opportunities on the Erik ten Hag. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do this summer and how they fare next season. As for Norwich, though, we know they're going to be in the championship. We know that's a given. That is a given. They ain't no catching up here for Norwich City. None at all. They're 21 points, 6 games to go, a maximum of 39 points attainable. It ain't happening. I repeat, it ain't happening. Okay? I just don't think they made good enough signings, and players have not really stepped up. They haven't scored enough goals, and their defense definitely terrible. 66 goals conceded, only 22 scored. I think that was Norwich's 10th away goal or something this season or something. 10th and 11th which is very, very poor, man. Very poor. So Dean Smith, look, I like Dean Smith. You know what I mean? I think maybe he could have gotten a longer run at Aston Villa, but it is what it is, man. And he wasn't able to beat Man United twice at Old Trafford with two different teams. Remember, he did beat United at Villa, so he wasn't able to repeat that trick. So I think they should actually keep him in charge, him and Shakespeare, and take them back down to the Championship. And they might be right back up in the league next season. I really don't want them to be back next season. I want to see a fresh team. But, guys, unfortunately, it might be Norwich again. You see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we might see Watford again. As for Burnley, if they do get relegated, I don't know if we're going to see them very, very soon. You know, we're going to talk about them very, very soon. We're going to talk about them next. But just to touch on United, man, look, Ronaldo, you got to give it to him. At his age, scoring a hat-trick here in the league, that's another hat-trick for Cristiano Ronaldo. Second in his second coming, only scored one the first time around, scored a lot at Real Madrid, has scored a total of 60 hat-tricks in his career. What a feat. 30 before the age of 30 and 30 after 30, which is absolutely brilliant. Man is a machine. But it's taken a almost 40-year-old player to save you, Man United. Ronaldo, let's give it to him. It has not been a bad season for him. I think he now got 20 goals, right? In all competitions. And it's taken, you know, an effort from Ronaldo time and time again to actually win the game for United. How many times this season have we seen this happen? Many, many times, man. And look, just to touch on this topic just a little bit more, if I just search Ronaldo really quick and find his goals, a lot of his goals were like last effort type of thing, you know what I mean? Like last gasp, you know, bam, 15 Premier League goals this season. You see what I mean? That's 2 hat-tricks. Look, you talk about his goals. Against West Ham, a 2-1 win for Manchester United. A Cristiano Ronaldo goal making the difference there in that game, right? 35th minute, he scored, and Lingard scored a second goal, but of course, Ronaldo involved there. Ronaldo involved. He then scored again in he scored in his first 2 goals in his first game. 2 goals. He scored a brace. That's a win. He scored a goal against West Ham. That's a win. The next 3 games, the next 4 games, United did not win any games. Ronaldo didn't score. When he scored again against Spurs, they won the game. Then he didn't score in the next 3 games, right? They lost 2 and drew 1. He then scored a brace against Arsenal in a 3-2 win, which meant that, you know, his goals were the difference. He scored again in a win against Norwich earlier this season, right? He didn't score, they drew the game. He scored, they won the game. And then when he didn't score in the next 2 games where he didn't play in one of those, they didn't win. You see what I mean? So more than likely when he scores, they win games. When he does not score, they do not very, very rarely win games when he doesn't score. You know, so Ronaldo has been, you know, I think behind De Gea, one of the better players this season for Manchester United. I don't think Bruno Fernandes have done enough this season. It's Cristiano Ronaldo is the reason why Man United are still in with a shout when it comes to the top 4. So you got to give it to him, man. I've actually heard that he's not in Erik ten Hag's plans for next season, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that Ten Hag wouldn't want to work with a legendary player like this. I know you're building a project, but Ronaldo got to be part of that. You see what I'm saying? Because he is that good at his age. A little bit inconsistent this season, but still, it is probably because of the team that he's playing in. Because these guys go absent when it matters. Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, comes to mind. These guys do not show up when it matters. So, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? I did predict them to win the game, and that's exactly what they did. But they almost made a whole meal. They almost made a meal out of the game. So, good try, Norwich, but it is too late, man. For United, it's still in the top 4 race. So, look, for Norwich City, their next game is against a Newcastle team that's playing well. They do have Aston Villa, West Ham, Leicester, Wolves, and Tottenham. So those are the next 6 games to end the season. If they win all the games, they'll survive. They'll survive. But it's beyond the realms of possibility. Sung a bit fancy. It's beyond the realms of possibility, in my opinion. So, not happening. Not happening. So, for Manchester United, guys, they're 5th, still in with a shout when it comes to the 4th place position. And I think that would be a success for them if they manage to get top 4 football to be in the Champions League next season. But I think, for Ten Hag coming in, I told him not to go. Told him don't sign. But I think he'll sign. I think it would have been ideal if he would have come in without any European football. But these days you need European football to attract players. And if you manage to get the Champions League, you would be able to attract the players that you want to attract and that you want to have in your setup. Because for a player, they wouldn't want to leave a club where they're playing Champions League every season to go to a club where it's not certain. You see? And that's a problem that Arsenal have right now by attracting Champions League caliber players. Man United's next games are very, 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 very difficult. They do have Liverpool, and I'll let you guys know my prediction for that one tomorrow. I will be live again later in the night or sometime in the day. I will be live talking about that game. And I got a surprise for y'all, though. I got a surprise for y'all. We know we talking Premier League. We know the Premier League dishes up a lot of surprises. And then they do have Arsenal on the weekend and then Chelsea in the middle of the week. So, look, man. Adimola. Look, man. It is going to be a very interesting run there for Manchester United. I think it's a difficult run-in. They might not win any of those games, or they might win all 3 of them. Who knows? Or they might not lose any of those games. Who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. And then they finish off the season against Brentford, Brighton, and Palace. So if they manage to get some good results against Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea, then I think top 4 will be theirs for the taking. So we're going to move on, and I think we got one more Premier League game to talk about. But before we do, what are you guys saying in the chat right about now, man? So Mike is saying somehow United are in the top 4 race still. Michael Olopida, Pukki, and Rashica having fun with Manchester United. Yeah, I think Rashica had a good game. Decision making was a bit poor in the final third for Norwich, though. Keith is saying Ronaldo also took United single-handedly in the Champions League group stage. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So Bambi Rosie is saying, watch out. Salah hat-trick at Anfield. He did score a hat-trick at Old Trafford too. Cuthbert McVeigh in the house is saying Ronaldo needs 6 goals to lead the Golden Boot. Yeah, it's a possibility now, right? Because Salah isn't scoring and he's being caught. Son, Ronaldo, Jota, all them guys creeping up. Is Mo Salah going to be the Golden Boot recipient this season? Keith is saying Gravenberg, yeah, he's been linked to the move to Bayern Munich before, I see. Maybe, Dortmund would be a better place for him. Marcus Rashford should play for City or Liverpool instead of United. That won't happen, Deepak. That won't happen. That would be like treason. The United fans would never, ever, ever forgive him for that one. Maguire kicked Pogba's head. I didn't actually see that. So, honestly, they'd be in a relegation battle if it wasn't for United. Just imagine where United would be without De Gea and Ronaldo this season. Yep. My boy Pookie balled with a goal and an assist, and he could have scored another one as well. So Manchester United will be hammered by Liverpool on Tuesday. Anyway, this win is nothing. Well, they needed to win the game, and they did so, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it's something. Matata. The owners at United, Liverpool, and Arsenal are mostly similar, but it's Klopp who made the difference. Well said, well said. Well said. Continuity, comes to mind. Klopp's been there for 7 years. Arteta has been there for a few seasons, but it's United with the instability. So we're going to move on to the last Premier League game that we're going to talk about today. We've been live for our 10 minutes. We haven't done too badly. So West Ham won, Burnley won. I made a proper prediction here by predicting a draw. Came out to be a draw, man. So, look, you got to give it to Burnley. I think they should have actually went on to win this game. But it's just poor decision making, though. Because, look, Maxwell Cornet, bro, I don't know. I don't want to blame you too much, but I got to blame you. Wout Weghorst in the 33rd minute. Good goal. Very good goal. Scrappy goal, but nevertheless, he scored. And they had a penalty. They had a penalty to go 2-0 up, where Cornet got released. He was still in his half when the ball was played, ran in behind, got taken out by Fabianski, the defender, can't remember. But Cornet should have probably left Jay Rodriguez with that ball. You see what I'm saying? Because Jay Rodriguez picked up the ball, and Maxwell Cornet was like telling him, yo, give me the ball, man. Give me the ball, man. Give me the ball. Give me the ball, man. Give me the ball. He gave him the ball, and Cornet took one of the worst penalties you would ever see. Put it wide. Poor. And I think if Burnley had scored a second there, a West Ham team who has been stretched in terms of their fitness levels and the squad would have struggled to get 2 goals. I know in the end they did come back. Shusek with a scrappy goal off the shoulder. Antonio had a couple opportunities and should have won it late for West Ham. But look, that goal that came by Shusek, it was Cornet give away that free kick, and it led to the goal. So I got to blame Maxwell Cornet, man. I got to blame him. Even though Wout Weghorst should have done a lot better by heading away that free kick, he missed his header, and it fell nicely to Shusek. But Cornet should have never given away that he never should have missed the penalty, and he should have never given away that free kick at that time of the game. But quite unfortunate for Burnley. They didn't manage to pick up the 3 points, because if they did get 3 points, it could have been a different situation right now, because they would have gone up to, I think, 27 points, and that would have been 1 point behind Everton, and it would have made things a lot more interesting, guys, because Everton do have 3 points ahead of Burnley with a game in hand. And if Everton win their next game, I think there's no catching. There's no catching up for Burnley. I think the Burnley season hinges on the next game for Everton. I think Everton do come up against Leicester, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, on Wednesday. Everton do have Leicester and Liverpool. And those are games that they could actually get points in. Liverpool game, they got points last season. Leicester, they're capable of beating. So Burnley's season hinges on Everton dropping points. So, look, I mentioned earlier that Burnley sacked Sean Dyche after 10 years. And, look, you got to give it up for Dyche for what he did with the team, man. He kept this team in the league by just, pulling off miracle after miracle. He's 50 years old. And look, man, I don't know how to think about Burnley without thinking about Sean Dyche. Is it the right move? It's left to be seen. It is left to be seen. But he's not without a club. And they only managed to pick up 4 wins this season in the league, which is not good enough at all. 12 draws. So the 12 draws, when you think about it, they're good results. But guys, at least 5 out of 12 draws should have actually been converted into wins. You see what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure if you go back and you check these results, some of these results, they drop points from a winning position. And they have themselves to blame. They really do have themselves to blame, man. So I think the board, it was a hard decision for them to make. And they said, look, man, I think it's the best thing to do. It's the best thing to do, just, make the decision. Because look, you could even go back to when they played against Crystal Palace at 3-3 draw. They were 2-1 up. And they allowed Crystal Palace to get back in the game. They allowed them to get back in the game, and they had to come from behind again to gain a draw. You see what I mean? So it's been instances where they had the game to take and they didn't. The game against Brighton, they scored early and allow Brighton to come back and win the game late. So just think about if they managed to get 6 points instead of 1 point from those matches, it would have put them in a much better position. You guys understand what I'm trying to say right now? Burnley drew too many games this season, and I think it has been the downfall. They're still not out of it yet, but I think their running is very, very, very difficult. And, I think, it depends on what Everton does. Sad as it may sound, it depends on what Everton does. So if you check their fixtures, right? Check their fixtures. They do have Southampton, Wolves, Watford, Aston Villa, Spurs, Aston Villa again, and Newcastle. It's a tricky run-in because you got some very good teams in there. Very good teams in there right now. Wolves, they need wins. They've been so lately. They played Villa twice. They could win both of those games. They could beat Watford. It ain't a bad run. And I think I said it was a difficult run, and it's not so difficult at all. It could have been worse. Only one top 6 team to play? That's not bad. That ain't bad at all if you ask me. That ain't bad. But are they going to get the points? I don't know, man. I don't know. And now that they sacked Sean Dyche, there's even more uncertainty around their survival. It might just be the right decision, but I still don't know, man. Players got to step up in the final third. I think they missed a big opportunity here against a West Ham team that was very fatigued and a team that, very jet-lagged coming back from France and everything. That win, they put out so much in their last few games. You could see how much the Europa League affected them against Brentford. And it affected them in this game against Burnley as well, where West Ham could have won the game, but still, kudos to Nick Pope and the job he's done in goal. Kudos to guys like Nathan Collins, who's definitely been doing well in the absence of Ben Mee. But look, just not enough in the tank on the day for Burnley to get the win. And guys, like I was mentioning, dropping points from a winning position. This game, they should have gone on to win. And the season would have looked a lot better. You see? But it is, David Moyes, 1 point. Mike Jackson, interim manager, 1 point. And West Ham will face Chelsea next weekend. They need the rest in the middle of the week. before they come up against the mighty Eintracht Frankfurt in their first European semi-final since 1976. So West Ham's remained in games, 2 London derbies, one against Chelsea, the other against Arsenal. They do have Eintracht Frankfurt twice before they end the season against Norwich, City, and Brighton. So tough, rest of the season for West Ham. I hope they go on to win the Europa League. It won't be easy, but I want them to do it. And they've been a fun team to watch all season. So you also got to give David Moyes a lot of credit for what he's done with the team. And coming back from behind against Burnley to pick up 1 point where they could have gotten 3 with a Mikel Antonio chance towards the back end of the game. So, look, I could go on and on here, but I think that's where we're going to leave it in terms of the Premier League roundup this week. Short roundup of only 6 games, but we do have the FA Cup to talk about. The 2 FA Cup semifinals we have to touch on, okay? So, big up to everybody, man. Cuthbert McVeigh is saying Burnley sacking Dyche is like Watford sacking Nigel Pearson. And Corney missed a very important penalty indeed. Dyche's last job in the Prem, maybe. Yeah, Sean Dyche might get a job in the Championship or in League One. And he'll probably bring that team up to the Premier League and, say, no, what, Burnley? No, what? Stay in the Championship and rot. I doubt he'll say those things, but guys, it's gonna be interesting to see what Sean Dyche does and who takes charge of Burnley permanently in the future. So, guys, how's everybody doing, man? It's late. It's 12:10 a.m. I'm off today from work, so that's a great feeling. I had a nice little 2-hour nap before the stream. And we're about to talk about the FA Cup right now. Let me just get the FA Cup on screen right now. Let me see what's going on here. I hope I don't mess up anything. Yeah, let's get the FA Cup on screen. I'm going to talk about the FA Cup. Let's change the background here to an FA Cup background. Do I have an FA Cup background somewhere here? I should. All right, we got FA Cup background going, and let's talk Chelsea Crystal Palace first, and then we're going to get into Liverpool, Manchester City, and land the plane on today's live stream. Remember, we are live tomorrow. Again, the live stream is scheduled for the midweek preview, and on Tuesday, we do have a watch-along, and I do have something special coming. I do have another collaboration coming for you tomorrow. Hopefully I get it out tomorrow night. After I'm done with the live stream, I'll drop it so that it'll be fresh for Tuesday. Late Monday into Tuesday. Let me see how that one work out. But I got some more heat coming for you. I'm going to keep being very consistent for the remainder of the season, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit you with that fire, baby. So look, if you haven't yet liked this live stream, make sure you do so, guys. We got 45 likes. Come on. We have over 100 people in here for most of the stream. You guys could do a lot better than this. Come on, man. Come on. Smash up the thumbs up button. Let's get it past 50, up to 60, and beyond. You guys could make it happen. Come on. Let's do it. Make it happen, man. Make it happen. You guys could do way better than that. So, look. Let's talk. I predicted this. Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 0. I don't remember if I predicted a 2-0 match, but I did know Chelsea were going to win this game, man. London derby, FA Cup semi. Chelsea with an opportunity to win more silverware this season. Wounded after being dismissed from the Champions League by Real Madrid, and they weren't going to give up this opportunity to face Liverpool for the 4th time this season, where Liverpool have been unable to beat them across 90 minutes this season. So they would fancy their chances. Are we going to see this one go to penalties again? Are we going to see Kepa again? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not because, it's been Edward Mendy. Look, this is the only result I saw happening. I have to say this was not the best for the neutrals at all in terms of viewing experience, man, because, Crystal Palace, kept Chelsea at bay for the most part. For 65 minutes, they did so. And it was Palace who created some early chances. I think Kouyaté had an early chance. There were a few little half chances in there. But after Chelsea got into the game a bit in the second half, Kovacic went off early in the match, injured. Loftus-Cheek came on and scored the first goal. And after that, it was pretty one-sided. Mason Mount with the second in the 76th minute, and Palace were never in the game after that. The only thing I give Palace credit for was staying in the match for 65 minutes and actually making a match out of it. You see what I mean? And not being destroyed by Chelsea on the day. But apart from that, it was not the most entertaining of FA Cup semi-finals. Seriously, it wasn't. What was entertaining is Tuchel yelling at Jorginho, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a bit frustrated that Chelsea weren't playing that well from the start. But they grew in the match, they grew in stature, and they went on to win the game deservedly. Crystal Palace didn't offer enough going forward. 6 shots a goal, 2 on target, 33% of the ball. And you could see the dominance here by Chelsea with 12 shots, 4 on target, 67% possession. You can see their passing stat there being more superior as well. And they got the better of their London rivals. Like we all knew they would. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think many people here are surprised. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 0 as Chelsea book a place in the final, the second final this season to play Liverpool. One thing we must look at is the lineups, right? For Chelsea, Edward Mendy in goal. I think Tuchel is not going to really experiment too much with Kepa going forward. Kepa has let him down for some, in the final of the Carabao Cup against Liverpool. And he's not going to make it to a sixth final and screw it up with using Kepa, who's not really been playing a lot of matches lately. But Chelsea, guys, have made it to 3 successive FA Cup finals. And guess what? They have lost the last 2 of them. They make it to the FA Cup finals quite a lot and lose. You see what I'm saying? So they got to do it this time. They lost to Arsenal, lost to Leicester, and are they going to lose to Liverpool now? It's left to be seen. But look, Reece James, Andreas Christensen, who's pretty much probably going to leave for Barcelona. Rudiger, there's still, doubts over him staying. Azpilicueta still, I think they might actually hold on to him for 1 more year because of the situation. Jorginho, there's a lot of players who's like, their future is up in the air. Kovacic went off injured. Alonso, these guys are, I don't know. You see what I mean? Mason Mount has gotten, a lot better towards the end of the season. Havertz, man, that was a disgraceful dive. I gotta say, Havertz, bro, you can't be doing that. You should have probably got a red card for that one. That was despicable. Maybe I'm going too far with a red card, but still. And Timo Werner has been playing well for Chelsea lately. You look around this team, you see some uncertainty here. You see players who, under Lampard, wasn't given a chance. Guys like Rudiger, Azpilicueta, you know what I'm saying? And on the Tuchel, the team has been transformed. You have Mendy coming in. You have the likes of Werner and Havertz and these guys coming in. So I think Chelsea should have done a lot better this season. Lukaku came off the bench. And, the media likes to put him under the spotlight. He did have an opportunity to score and put it wide. And he just highlights what's going on with Lukaku these days. Ziyech also with an opportunity. I think he hit the post if I'm not mistaken, or it was blocked. So these guys had chances. Loftus-Cheek, I think I'm happy for him. Getting a lot of minutes. He's doing well. Thiago Silva and Kante, the other players off the bench. As for Crystal Palace, it was always going to be an uphill battle for them, man. Jordan Ayew, Olise, Luka Milivojevic, and Benteke off the bench. Butland got the nod ahead of Guaita. And Kouyaté, Anderson, Guehi. Or it may have been Mitchell, Guehi, Anderson, and Ward at the back with Kouyaté above and, you know, so on and so forth. Mateta through the middle, Eze over on the right. Could have been that. But they weren't incisive enough going forward. And I think that was their downfall on the day. Didn't have Zaha involved enough. And, you know how troublesome he could be. I think if they had a team with a Conor Gallagher who couldn't play against his parent club, they did apply to have him play. And Chelsea turned down the application. You know, of course, they would. Because Gallagher has been a good player. And Michael Olise. If they had Gallagher, Michael Olise in there, who knows what this game could have been. But, you know, yeah. Not the greatest performance by Crystal Palace. Look, late in the match, Joachim Andersen did get an opportunity to make it 2-1. And I think at that point, if he had scored, it would have been, you know, game on. But he put his header over as well. So, you know, I'm just remembering bits and pieces from the match. Not a memorable game, to say the least. If you're a Chelsea fan, yeah. But if you're a neutral watching this, you're like, oh, man, whatever. This game could just hurry up and be done with already. So, look, Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 0 into the final of the FA Cup this season. And the other game was, of course, Manchester City 2, Liverpool 3. So we have Chelsea versus Liverpool in the final of the domestic cup once again, where Liverpool prevailed 11-10 on pens in the Carabao Cup final after finishing a 0-0 draw. Previously this season, Chelsea and Liverpool played to a 2-2 draw and a 1-1 draw. They meet again for the fourth freaking time. At least we have a big final. You know what I mean? It's a big final. One, you know, to look forward to, a highly anticipated final. We know it's going to be a good one. And not a mismatch. You see what I'm saying? I'm kind of happy it's not Liverpool versus Palace, because that would have been a mismatch. You might have well just hand over the freaking FA Cup trophy to Liverpool already. But it's Chelsea versus Liverpool, and that one's a good one. Okay, so look, let's talk about this game. I've spoken about it already, but let's talk about it again. You know, let's first start with the lineups. Stefan, Zach, motherfucking Stefan. Pardon my language if you are offended or anything, but I didn't. I mentioned this. I knew this. I knew Pep was going to play Zach Stefan, and I knew it would be one of the reasons why we lose the game. And no disrespect to Stefan. I like him and all, you know what I'm saying? I like him. But Stefan, bro, I think you are out of your depth. Seriously. I think you need to be playing more regularly. Somebody got to do the backup job, but I don't think it should be you, bro. I don't think it should be you at all. We need to get a designated backup keeper. You know, look around the league. One of these guys that have been playing backup for a while, and give him the backup job. Or give the youth player the backup job. You see what I'm saying? Because Stefan is just not it, man. Got too many mistakes in him. Way too many mistakes in him. I don't know what is going on with Zach, bro. I don't know, man. But the Mane shot was savable. And the mistake that for the first Mane goal was definitely avoidable. Definitely. The player of the match for Man City, for me, it's Nathan Ake. If it wasn't for Nathan Ake, we probably would have been beaten 5-0 or something like that. Nathan Ake had a big game. And Ake has been playing well for the last 4 or 5 games that he's featured in. I got to give it to Nathan Ake, man. Really got to give it to Nathan Ake. You know, he's grown in stature as time, you know, went by. And I'm happy for him, you know, because we got 4 very good defenders, I think, center-backs. In Ake, Laporte, Diaz, and Stones. I think these guys are all top players. And it's nice to see Ake get some minutes and do well. I think the other inclusion that was a little off is Zinchenko. Zinchenko has not been playing a lot of football. And I think this game was a little bit too big for him. You see what I'm saying? I think we had the personnel to put out a better 11 here against a full-strength Liverpool team. You check the bench, Diaz is fit again. Maybe Pep don't want to risk Diaz, right? Maybe he doesn't want to risk Diaz. I would have preferred to see Laporte play at centre-back and put Ake at left-back. I would have preferred Ake at left-back here than Zinchenko. Pep, you should have taken the game a bit more seriously. Play Edison, play Laporte, and the back line would have been Cancelo, who had a decent game. Stones, decent, nothing too special. Ake had a great game, and Laporte. That would have been a solid back line. You play Fernandinho, that's fine. The rest of the players, I'm fine with them. I'm fine with who played, right? Up at the top. Silva, Jesus, Grealish, Foden, Sterling, Fernandinho, I'm fine with that. But I just don't think Zinchenko and Stefan should have started this game. I really don't think. I really don't think so. You see what I mean? And I think that was our Achilles heel. We were nowhere in the game in the first half. We were just all over the place because you're putting together a team that hardly play with each other. You see what I mean? And I don't know, man. Like I mentioned, this might have been the sacrificial game. Like something's got to give. Pep is like, listen, no way we're gonna play Liverpool, Atleti, and Liverpool with 3 full-strength teams. So, you know what, man? I might have to give up the FA Cup in order to win the league and maybe the Champions League. But let's take it one competition at a time. Maybe the Premier League. Maybe Pep has one eye on the Premier League and he's saying, look, man, we got a game coming up against Brighton on Wednesday and you don't want to drop points in that game. Brighton look a very dangerous team. You want to play Brighton at full strength and you want to beat Brighton. You see what I'm saying? I think if this was Brighton on the day, we beat Brighton with this team. But you're not going to beat a Liverpool team with this team. And I called it before the match. It's not as if I didn't call this before the match. It's not as if I went into the game, yeah, we're going to win. Yeah, sounding like some delusional person. I knew we would lose the game. Any victory here for City would have just been like, ho, never expected that. Whoa, look at this 11 here. You think we're going to beat this 11 here in an FA Cup semi-final where before Klopp just disrespected these competitions by playing youngsters? You know what I'm saying? He started to do it this season, you know, but then I think he said, whoa, I think we might have something here. Let me take this thing a little bit more serious. Mane, Salah, Diaz slotting in seamlessly. Thiago, he had a great game. Fabinho, Keita, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, Alexander-Arnold, and Alisson. You think you're going to beat that team in the FA Cup semi-final with that team that City put out? Come on, guys. I don't want to hear nothing about, Man City spent a lot of money and that was practically a second 11 and whatnot. You guys have two two full strength teams over there. No, I don't want to hear none of that. Come on, man. You're disrespecting Liverpool by saying all these things. You are. Look at what they put out. They mean business. They meant business on the day. And they were on the money. Dominated the first half. Like, how often do you see a team score 3 goals? 3 in the first half against Manchester City? Very, very rarely. Very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. We got 3 put past us. The Konate goal, look, you could go back, you see Van Dijk shoving Grealish into Jesus. Konate jumping up above Ake, you know what I'm saying? I'm not begging for a VAR review or anything on the Van Dijk push, but who knows, man? That could have been chalked off. You never know. You never know, but I guess didn't happen. Guess there wasn't enough in it. Grealish didn't go to the ground anyways. But Konate towering above the Man City defenders. And Zach Steffen didn't even try. He didn't even do it for theatrics or anything. He just flat-footed. You see what I mean? I don't know if Edison saves it, but at least he tries. Because he's going to be more alert. Knowing Edison, he would have probably run out and get that freaking ball. Who knows? Edison would have probably run out and punched that. You never know. Good goal by Konate. He's been in good goal scoring form, right? Liverpool followed up in the 17th minute. Sadio Mane, man. Sadio Mane. Staying on his toes. Putting Steffen under pressure. And let me tell you guys something that I didn't mention in the first review that I did. I tuned into this game half hour in, right? And I thought the game was starting a bit later, and I was watching Norwich Man United. When I tuned in and I saw we were 2-0 down, I couldn't believe it. 30 minutes, 2-0 down. When the halftime break came, I did go back and watch the time from, I think around from the 5th to when the goals scored, just to keep it into 15 minutes so I could catch the restart, hoping for a comeback. No comeback, man. Mane again in the 45th minute. I did see that goal live, and that was something, right? Trent Alexander-Arnold involved to Thiago. Good flick up, Mane with the shot. Come on, guys. That's savable. How Zach Steffen gets beaten, you got to question his positioning and his alertness. You don't get beaten like that, man. You don't get beaten like that. That is some MLS shit, bro. You don't get beaten like that. You just don't. I'm not even mad about the loss. Guys, I'm not. Honestly, to God, I swear I'm not mad. Because when I tuned in and I saw 2-0, I was like, yeah, whatever, man. I expected this. There you go, Dom, with a damn proper analysis of the match. Before it even happened. There you go. And look, 3-0, no way you're coming back against Liverpool. No way. No way. We could have. If there's a team to do it, it would have been Man City. We could have. But guys, second half, we were better. We won the second half. And this is where I could get a little bit critical of Liverpool, but then they won the game. They took the foot off the gas a bit in the second half, where maybe they had the United game in mind, where they said, oh, whoa, we got 3 against City. Let's make some changes here. Let's take off some players. Let's, bring on some fresh legs. Let's ease up on the intensity and the pressing and all of that. And even though Man City weren't the best look, we did score the goal, 47 minutes, but we weren't really the best in the first 15 minutes of the second half there. Then we got a little better as time went on. But it was good to get the goal. Grealish, 47th minute. Good goal for his confidence and everything. Jesus, man. Jesus owning Liverpool players there. Fabinho comes to mind. Goddamn, Jesus. You ain't got to do that to these guys, man. You ain't got to do that, man. That was a brilliant skill by Jesus to get that ball to Grealish for the tap-in, basically. But when Gabriel Jesus had his opportunity, he should have scored. Gabriel Jesus should have scored. He should have scored, man. I think Raheem Sterling had a chance as well. These guys had chances, but 1v1, Jesus against Alisson, man. Jesus Christ. He should have scored. He should have scored. And then late, Bernardo with that goal. 91st minute. Liverpool defense cut apart again. Mahrez doing the thing. Robertson reeling. That is where the criticism for Liverpool come in. I think, you know, they do offer opportunities. Not a lot on the day to City, though. But they do offer you a lot of opportunities, though. Van Dijk had some good moments in this match as well. But I'm telling you, we could have came back and take this game to extra time. Fernandinho had an opportunity then. Mahrez had an opportunity, I think, like late in the game. But it was a little too late, man. It was a little too late. I think if we had 10 more minutes, we equalize, I'll probably win the game coming back from 3-0 down. Probably. You know what I mean? But then again, guys, I did mention in the preview that if Kevin De Bruyne is not involved, we are not winning. And it doesn't have anything to do with the team being overly reliant on Kevin De Bruyne, because I did mention a stat as well that we did not lose a single game without De Bruyne. We didn't lose a single game when De Bruyne wasn't involved. So when De Bruyne was injured or on the bench, we still won. When Kyle Walker, there was only one game that Kyle Walker didn't play, and we lost. And that was the first game of the season against Tottenham. All the other games he wasn't really involved, we won the game. So we could play without Kyle Walker and Kevin De Bruyne, but when you have Stefan in goal and Zinchenko at left back, come on, man. What do you think's going to happen? Tell me. What do you think's going to happen? You're going to concede the dumb goals that we concede. You see what I mean? We're going to concede those type of goals. Okay? Look, man, I'm not getting into any argument with anybody in the comments. Zach Steffen should have stopped that goal. If Man City scored a goal like that, why would I be excited? Yeah, I'll be excited about the goal, but the goalkeeper should save everything at his near post, man. You and I should know this. You guys always want to think that, oh, I'm impartial when it comes to Manchester City. That's not the case. I'm going to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. In the build-up, I did a combined 11. I put Alisson in there. Why do you think I did that? Because of what Alisson does for Liverpool. These big saves that he pulled off. You see what I mean? And he pulled off another big save in the game again. Like, come on. Zach Steffen just wasn't, the man for this game. Pep screwed up. I know he defended Steffen and everything, and players defended Steffen, but he screwed up, man. Look at the passing accuracy. When do you see a Man City team with a 78% passing accuracy? Explain that to me. When? It doesn't happen. It's always 90, 85, 88. 85 is a bit low. And if you guys don't believe me, let's just check something. Maybe the Atletico Madrid game might be a little low too. Let me see. 86%. Let me show you guys if you don't believe me. Right? The Liverpool game before, okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to watch the game there. Click the wrong thing, but City here, 85% passing accuracy. You see that? You get the point I'm trying to make? The 0-0 against Atletico Madrid. Did I click that already? Yeah, I think I did click that already. We go back to Burnley. Just make a point. 89%. Just to make a point to see how bad we were on the day, right? Even the game against Crystal Palace. Let me show you guys something. 86%. Look, we are better than what you saw in that game. And the second half showed you that. We came back well. We brought it within 1 goal. And ultimately we did lose. But still, we made it a respectable loss. Because at one point it looked like, oh man, Man City about to get beaten 5-0 today. Pep teased and he flirted with putting on Kevin De Bruyne. But I think Pep said, you know what, man? Resist. 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 Don't do it. Don't do it. And I see Liverpool fans mentioning about deflected goal. What? Come on, man. Qatar, why are you mentioning deflected goals? It's part of the game. A lot of goals are deflected. A lot of goals hit players and go in. Come on. Why do you guys get so petty? You won the game already. Why you got to be petty in the comments for? You won the game. Take it. Take it, man. You wanted it more. You won it. And don't come tell me about Pep wanted it more. Because if he wanted it more, he would have put out a better team. You see what I'm saying? I personally think something's got to give. I personally think that if City want to win the Premier League and the Champions League, leave the FA Cup alone. You see what I'm saying? Just leave it alone. Let Liverpool and Chelsea scrap it out. Leave that FA Cup alone, man. You see what I'm saying? Leave it alone. Because look, if you check the schedule here, right? You check City's schedule. The FA Cup final, I think, is May 14th. I think the West Ham game would have been put off. You know what I mean? But, you know, we got some big games coming up. You know what I mean? We got Real Madrid, second leg on the 4th. We got Newcastle on the 8th. You know, we'd have got some rest for that FA Cup game. But still, you know, you want to just say, hey, Liverpool, you go and you play the extra game. You see what I mean? You play the extra game. It would have been nice. I'm not acting like it would not have been nice to win the game. I'm not saying that. It would have been nice to win the game. But come on, guys. Liverpool, you play that extra game. I think the Southampton game is going to be postponed. Yep. The schedule on the next issue, it will be postponed. But still, Liverpool are going to have an extra game to play towards a very tricky period of the season. And that might just be what Manchester City need to get over the finish line in the Premier League and in the Champions League. I'm just saying. And look, as Keats mentioned in the chat, priority. I think the league is priority over the FA Cup. I think the Champions League is priority over the FA Cup. And if that wasn't the case, Manchester City would have actually rotate heavily against Atleti and probably get knocked out. And you know what? People would have been laughing at us for what? Getting knocked out of the Champions League just for an FA Cup where it's not even guaranteed that you're going to win it when you meet Chelsea in the finals. So come on, man. It is okay. It is okay. Liverpool, I'm happy for you. You think I'm salty? I'm happy for you. You most likely going to win another cup competition this season. But then at the end of the day, it might be the only 2 things you win. Or you could well go on to win everything. You could well, I'm also open to that possibility. You could well go on to win everything as well. And if you manage to go on to win everything, that would indeed be one of the greatest seasons of all time. But what we know, these are the 2 best teams in the league. These are the 2 best teams in the world, hands down. And we had 3 good games between them. The third one, not the best, but still, it ended nicely. And we could have a 4th in the Champions League final. And then it would be more important for Pep to put out his strongest team and go on to win that. And then I would feel like, okay, that's what I want. That is what I want. That's gratifying. You see what I mean? So, look, I don't have anything else to add here. Congrats to Liverpool on the win. Showed more intent. Players went out there, did their thing. And I think they deserve the win at the end of the day. And it takes a man to come out and say these things. And not bitch and whine and moan about not winning the game. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So, give credit when credit's due. Definitely. Liverpool-Chelsea final. Guys, I honestly think Liverpool's going to win this. Sorry, Chelsea fans, but I think Liverpool's going to win the FA Cup, guys. Along with the Carabao Cup. And Liverpool, the last time they won the FA Cup final, they lost it to Chelsea. So they could give Chelsea 3 consecutive losses in the FA Cup final and get their revenge for that 2012 loss. The last time Liverpool did win the FA Cup was in 2006, if I'm not mistaken, on penalties against West Ham. So they will look to clinch that trophy for the first time under Jurgen Klopp. You see what happens when you take these competitions seriously? Because before, Klopp was just putting out these youth teams and backup squads and, you know, not getting any success in the competition. So, win his first Carabao Cup, second final, and got to his first final of the FA Cup and could go on to win that as well. So, congrats Liverpool. Hard luck to my team, Man City. But we're still alive in the Premier League and the Champions League, and that's, you know, something to actually be very, very, very proud of. Guys, it's been an hour 56 minutes. Been live for very long. I'm going to have to go live again later on in the day. So I'm going to rest my voice, get a little break. You know, there's a lot more we could talk about, but we ain't even going to get into that right now, man. I ain't even watched the highlights for the Europa League and the Conference League yet, so I'm not even going to get into that right now. But, yeah, it's been fun. It has been fun. Guys, make sure you like the video. You know, if you haven't yet done so, we'll definitely appreciate that. We'll definitely do. You guys need to get into the habit of liking the videos more often, man. You only like the video when City lose to Liverpool, you know what I mean? We got 69 thumbs up. Could we get it closer to 100? So if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. It's been a very fun live stream. Enjoyed it. Covered 8 games, 2 hours. And I think I'm about to call it a night, man. I need a break. I had a long day. Okay, so guys, thanks again for the continued support. You know, on the the road to 51K is in full effect. I'd like to say. Thanks again. I need to sneeze. Oh my God. Oh, bad timing there with that sneeze though. Big up to Keith. Thank you very much for your input and everything. Let me just add this last one. Keith saying, the other thing is that the previous season, Liverpool didn't have a good second string squad. That is why we easily got knocked out in the domestic cups, and the draws were not kind to Liverpool either. So, yeah, you got a better squad, you got better draws, and, you know, Chelsea got some good draws. They played all lower division teams and then Crystal Palace. So, you know, Liverpool had a tougher running in the FA Cup. So, kudos to, you know, your team there. But, guys, swimming boy Dominic Rich, thanks again for tuning in to yet another one. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.